Hi everybody, Martyn flicking feathers again today, and I'm tying this cracking wee emerger, another one for you. It's a Hare's Ear and Olive emerger, simple fly, great on a buzzer hatch, great when there's olive midges coming off, sits really low in the film. It'll work when it's lost a wee bit of hair and it stops floating. It works great as a sunk pattern as well, just below the film. Nice shuck on it. Now, as always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anyone who wants to support the channel, which gets you entered into the giveaways for the flies that I'm tying. You can see I've just stuck that in the box. This is the one that we're working on at the moment. Alternatively, if you don't want to do that, you can like the video, share the video, watch it all the way to the end, leave a comment below, all of that's very appreciated. And if you are new, please subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified of the new videos and you can come and watch them. So, hooks and device, it's a size 12, all-purpose medium weight. Stillwaters, depending where you are, 10 to 16 is probably the size range for these. Maybe an 18 on smaller waters. Just run on some black uni 80. You can use olive thread if you want, but I actually quite like, you see when this fly gets wet you can see the kind of core in the olive, but it's up to you. If you want a purer olive colour, go for the olive thread. And then the first thing I'm going to do is we've got a wee bit of just angel hair. It's just, I think this is blue pearl or something this colour is, I don't even remember, I've not got it in the original packet. It's just the stuff with Hedron, Flash Aboo. Just ordinary angel hair, lava lace, anything will do, Angelina fibre. Just a nice wee translucent wispy shuck, catches the light. And you just sort of line it up. You can slightly moisten it just to get a bit of control. And then the length, I'm just going to take that big long fibre away. The length I want is basically the same length as the fly, right? The shuck's the same size as the midge, right? The buzzer leaves behind the casing that is the whole size of it. So you can see the back end. It's just at my fingernail there, just touching it. Right. Trim away the waste. Oops. I'll just tidy up. Now the rib, what I'm doing with this is getting a bit of pearl tinsel. It's a small pearl. Right, it's the uni, it's a number 14, but to make it a bit tougher and it changes the colour slightly, I'm going to stretch it. Right, you can stretch it and you feel like it gives, and it suddenly becomes kind of hard. You'll feel it just goes hard. I'll just take that, the bit I was holding, I'll just take that away. So it sort of goes down by about half its width, and but it's also it does change colour. It's not just like sort of mother of pearl. It becomes like kind of bluey pearl, and as I say, it's a lot tougher. Body is just olive silver. It's just plain olive. Obviously you can tie this in different colours. This is a good one. Olive, black, ginger, brown, you know, whatever the colour the buzzers are, where you live. Right, midges come in all sorts of colours, chromonids. So, just get this dubbing on. It's off a sparse that wee bit there. And I'll come 2/3 or so. I'll just come up with this rib, and you see, I think you can see that in the camera, it looks quite blue on the, as it goes over the olive. Sofa up there for it. And it's different, it's not the same as the ice blue pearl, it's a different colour, right? This is a much deeper colour than that stuff with the kind of blue flash. Any really long fibres that I've got will just come in, take them away, they're already too long. And a wee touch, just release a few hairs. I'm not being too fussy about that. I'm not going to scrub it hard, I just want a few coming out of the body. And then it's time for some hairs here. Now I want a right spiky mix. I'm actually using body fur. Although when you say hairs here, right, we just say, you know, everybody just calls it hairs here, but it's body fur I'm using. And I'm going to use quite a lot actually here. A decent bunch, and I'm going to sort of try to roughly align it before I do anything. Right, so I'm just pulling the fibres, and this will make the guard hairs sort of roughly align. And then I'm going to split this thread. A wee bit fiddly. It is, I mean, there we go again. So obviously, you just need to make sure you don't have the twist in your fly, in your thread I should say. So I've got this bunch of hair, and as I was saying, it's too much, or it looks like too much. It's much more than you would put on if you were dubbing it. I'm just going to get that in. And you do lose some, right? But I mean, I've got 1.5 inches there, and it's not that loose either. It's fairly heavy. I've put it in. I'm just going to spin my bobbin. Oops. Right, just get it in. Now you need to make sure it's nice and tight. Right, and then just got to batter this on. Right, as I say, too much, far too much. But that's what we need here, because you do lose. You're going to lose some when you come to brush it and that. It looks like there's loads there, and I've got loads of excess there, but even just I'm putting any loose fibres away, and it starts to look a bit better. Right, then I'll just take just some of this excess that fell away. I'm just going to take a wee teeny pinch. You could build a head and whip finish, but I like just a wee bit of dubbing just here, just to sort of smooth it, so that you hardly see the thread. Right, like that, barely visible. But because I've been spinning that thread, I just did a 2-turn there, because the twist can sometimes get into the knot when you're hand tying your whip finish, and I don't want to burst my thread at this stage. So we'll get that in. Right, I mean that's nearly, you could probably accentuate that and it's nearly like an olive. Right, but what I'm going to do is move my thread out of the way. I'm just going to hit the velcro just on the hare's ear. Right, but I'm going to brush this a bit more than the seal. Right, really bring the guard hairs out. This is the case it come in. Wee bit of varnish just over the hook eye, let it go into the thread there. Right, just wipe that away. Clean your eye. Any really long fibres, pluck them out, don't cut them, pull them out, looks better. Now what I would say is, these flies, obviously you don't have a hackle, you've got no any stiff fibres, you've only got the guard hairs there and the surface area of the dubbing, right, but it will float. You can, if you want, I'm just going to come in. You can treat them with like watershed, like a permanent waterproofer, but I'm not keen in that. Right, what I think will do you the best is, I'll just show you, I've got my mucilin here. This is the best floating. Right, folk talk about there's new ones that have come out over the last 20 years or whatever, but the mucilin and gink is all you need. Powders, no, that's a waste of time, in my opinion. So, say you're going to tie these over the winter for next season, right? Tie yourself however many you're tying. Say you do 4 or 5, say you do 5 10s, 5 12s, 5 14s, whatever. Tie them all up and then just sit and get your mucilin, and you just want, see that, my finger's just shiny, that's all. And I'm just going to rub it in, and all the sort of softer fibres kind of mat down a wee bit and what have you, right? And then the fly will look kind of like that, right? Which is, looks almost like it's wet, right? But it's just a wee bit greasy, and you can just hold it, right? And the heat of your fingers enough to sort of melt the mucilin. But see that, you let that sit for a while, and it kind of it'll open back up and all that. It will just go back to looking the way it should. Leave it a week or whatever, then do it again, right? And you'll have no trouble. You'll have no trouble with it floating on when you go fishing, right? If you're using them over the winter, obviously you're not going to have that luxury, right? But grease them in advance, right? I mean, I only keep dry flies usually together in the same box. I don't mind if there's gink in my box as such. It's not that I need to worry about floating something that should sink. But that there, it's a wee mess in the film, the wee Shuck's trailing. It's no bad as a sedge either, you know. Tie a wee Invicti colour one. It's an absolute fish catcher. So I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up below, and I'll see you for another one. Tight lines, guys. Bye.